Welcome back. I have a video for you. We are doing 5 recipes today, not just 3, and these are easy recipes that you can make in under 30 minutes. So let's jump right in. We are making some cube steak today with green beans and potatoes and some onion soup. Okay, let's get both of our pans on. I have this back one going, I'm gonna get the front one on. I am going to throw in some green beans that are frozen from last year's garden with some salt and pepper and garlic powder. Probably onion powder too. Whew. One of these is on too hot. Both of them. Just garlic. And then I'm going to actually add a little bit of water in there, so that way we can steam them and that water will boil itself away. And I'm gonna cover them. So over here, let's get our cube steak in. I've actually never cooked a cube steak before. These are still partially frozen. I think I'll put the partially frozen side down. Also, welcome back. I'm Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. I'm going to just let this cook for a while. This should be under 30 minutes. It shouldn't take too long to get this ready. The only other thing that we're going to need to do to pull this together is I have 2 cups of water. I need to get it boiling. And then I'm just going to throw in these Idahoan buttery home-style mashed potatoes. Super quick and easy on days when you don't have time to make real mashed potatoes. And other than that, we just need to add in our onion soup mix once our meat has cooked and let it simmer and get all yummy. What I haven't done yet though is salt and pepper our meat. And garlic. There's a lot of garlic and all of these spices in the onion soup mix, but a little extra can't hurt. I moved the green beans because they weren't really getting enough boiling action, and I've just been kind of mixing them around every so often. And then over here we have our cube steak, and I did spoon out a little bit of the liquid that was forming just because it was water from being frozen, and I think we might be ready, to give these a flip. I want to get them browned a little bit on both sides, and then we will add in our onion soup. Okay, we now have some good color starting on both sides. There's our side 2. And we've got all that good flavor down in the bottom of the pan. I am going to add in, I'm going to shake this first. This is some onion soup mix that we made up, and I'm excited to try it. This is the first time I'm trying it, and the reason that I wanted to try this one in particular is it doesn't have any, anything that can potentially cause me to have a migraine. So I'm going to turn that down. And I want to scrape the bottom of the pan to get all of that delicious flavor. And if I had a lid, I would put the lid on it to simmer everything, but I do not. I'm going to flip these over just to make sure that I get all of these dried onions into the liquid. And then I also took out a bit of the water so that these could start to get a little bit charred up on the side, so they'd be a yummy texture. I think it's about time we get our water in the microwave so we can make our potatoes. And then I also just had the thought that I kind of want that to be a gravy, so I'm just adding some cornstarch and some water, and we'll thicken that once it's had a minute to simmer. And I'm going to just get this whole packet in here, mix it up, and that's as easy as it is. We're just about ready to pull everything together here. Now, I don't often go for instant mashed potatoes, but if I do, it's going to be the Idahoan brand. It's the only one that kind of tastes regular, but it's the little pouches, not the bigger one, because then it's flakes and it's just not the same. And then here, add in the cornstarch slurry, which is going to add a decent amount of liquid as well. Okay, so since I added the water, everything had to come back up to a little bit of a heat, and we're starting to see it thicken, which is great. We're almost there. So while that finishes thickening, let's get a plate ready. There we go. That is nice and thick. Turn this off. Put that right on top, and then I just need a way to get some of that gravy out of there. Okay, and there is dinner tonight. Super quick, super easy, and super delicious. Next up, we are making a Big Mac wrap with potato cakes. So I'm starting by dicing up some onions. These were pre-diced onions that I had in my freezer, but I wanted to have them a little bit smaller. So I diced them up a little bit more, got them in a pan to saute with a little bit of oil, and then I just added some ground beef over the top of it and salt and peppered the ground beef. Super simple. Next up, I wanted to get all of my condiments out and ready, and so I chopped up some lettuce and got some pickles chopped up. I'm going to use these small pickles to make a Big Mac sauce. So I'm adding in some salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and then I'm also going to add in vinegar, yellow mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise. Mix these all together, and this is going to create the sauce that we can use to spread on our wrap. If you've never tried making a burger sauce or any type of like restaurant specialty sauce at home, you should definitely try it. They are so easy to make. You probably have all of the ingredients and they are super delicious. I have a video where I did that, and so I will link all of my copycat recipes for you. And so I'm just continuing to get everything into this little bowl, making a small portion. And then what you do with these, you could follow the directions, but I just put it in, mix it up, test it, see if I like it, and then add to it if needed. That's kind of just how I do all of my recipes. Of course, you already know that. So once we have our sauce to our liking, we are going to turn our attention around to the air fryer, where we're going to put in just some potato cakes that I got a while ago from Walmart. You can see it's been so long they had like ice on them. And after a little bit, I do flip them. Now, I did put those in back before I did all the chopping, but I figured it just made sense to keep it in the video altogether. But the air fryer is great for these. Sometimes I will also put them in the toaster, but I'll do 30 seconds in the microwave, and then I'll stick them in the toaster, flip them, do them again in the toaster, and that works out really well. So I decided I wanted to have some bacon on these wraps, so I got out some pre-cooked bacon that I had in my freezer, stuck it in the microwave for just a little bit, and then decided to come over and finish the meat. All I had to do here was just brown the meat with the onions and then add cheese to the top, and our meat mixture was ready. So quick, and we were able to get everything prepped in the meantime while this meat was cooking. And then it's just time to assemble. So first down is our sauce, followed by some pickles. And yes, I know that's a lot of pickles. I had 3 for one set out and 4 for another set out. My husband loves pickles, but I think I ended up getting the one with 4. Anyways, I added the lettuce and the bacon and the meat to the top of it, and then came the chore of trying to wrap these because I had like the smallest tortillas ever. But you know, use what you've got. I had these little ones, and so it worked out just fine. So I'm going to get these onto this griddle pan, which I love. This was sent to me by a company, and I did a video using it for the first time, and I stinking love that thing. I've had it out on my counter basically since, just to do things like this, like grilling things up super easily. You could, of course, just do this in a pan and flip it before I did, because I got it a little bit too toasty, but it didn't taste like burn at all, which was great. So once these got fully crispy on both sides, I was able to take them off, and we had ourselves a delicious dinner. Oh, look at that. That looks so good, and it was so good. All right, we are getting ready to make dinner. This is balsamic basil chicken that we made in our freezer meals video. I'll link that video for you. Nick's going to get that grilled up for us, and then we're going to add some mozzarella on it while it's on the grill, some tomatoes and lettuce. And then we found these onion buns. Thought about making my own buns, but we just went to the store and got those. I think I'll drizzle a little balsamic vinegar on it and pair it with chips, and then we'll have ourselves a lunch. And then I'm probably going to just toast the buns on here. This was our bowling day, so we had just gotten back from the bowling alley and figured let's do something quick and easy. It's been since last year that we've thrown anything on the grill, and this is a pretty standard thing that we like to do after bowling. And so that was what we did. We put the chicken on the grill. Well, Nick did. My favorite is to be able to get Nick cooking with me, and usually he'll only do anything on the grill. And so while we both are capable of it, if he's willing to do it, I am going to let him. So I was inside getting everything prepped to go on the sandwiches while he was outside grilling. I got the tomato diced up and I got the lettuce out, got some potato chips on the plate, which is the best side if you ask me. It just screams summer, even though it's not summer yet. We have a quick peek in at that chicken that he was grilling up, and then let's get these buns toasted. I'm going to use the same thing that I used before to toast them up, and then the next day we realized just stick them in the toaster. So much easier, quicker. But the buns are getting nice and toasty, and then these are chicken thighs that we're using, and so I'm able to actually put 1.5 chicken thighs on the bun because these buns were pretty big. And these onion buns were delicious. Not a huge onion flavor, but definitely good. The one thing, though, that didn't work out so well is I'm pretty sure the balsamic caused my neuropathy to flare because that night, oh my goodness, I felt like my legs were tingling off of themselves. But we got the cheese on the chicken and then the sandwich built, and there is dinner that day, and it was delicious. We are doing another wrap today. I have some condiments out. I'm going to put some of these Just Bare chicken strips in the air fryer, and these are so delicious. I've seen a bunch of people talk about these, and I agree. They are definitely delicious. Of course, you could do any chicken though. So I'm going to do wraps like I saw at an old pizza place that we used to go to occasionally, and it's a chicken wrap with lettuce and tomato, and then also some barbecue sauce and honey mustard. I need to cut up the tomato and then get the tortilla going, and I also have a bunch of mess for making candy, but the griddle heating up so I can make the edges nice and crispy. I've got a thin layer of both sauces. I'm going to add some cheese, and then this will be on the side that gets grilled, and so it'll get nice and toasty and melty. This is just some lettuce that I had cut up the other day. I just want to use the cut up stuff that I cut up first. Add some tomatoes, and then we are just waiting for the chicken to be done. Okay, these are ready. I'm gonna just grab 2. And then I need to get this wrapped up and then put onto the griddle. Okay, today I am going to make a taco salad. So I'm just going to get some ground beef cooking up, and we are going to test out our taco seasoning that we made up together and see if we like it. And one of the times I was cooking recently, my handle melted on this side, my other handle, so I'm gonna not have the handle on as much as I can, but that's a little weird, so not quite sure how I feel about that. Okay, I'm gonna just make a really simple taco salad here. I've just got some leftover lettuce that was put back in this container for some reason, and then add a little bit more of the lettuce. I need to get this tomato washed and diced up. Add some tomatoes, a little bit of cheese. Or a lot of the cheese. And I don't have sour cream right now, which that's okay. That's just a lot of extra calories we don't need, but I'm going to use some taco sauce. or actually a decent amount of taco sauce. And then all that's left to do is throw our meat on top once it's done. And then I actually like to eat it with these taco shells, just any brand of hard taco shells, and then I crunch them and I eat them like half at a time or just pieces. So I'll just scoop with them. I recently bought meat in 3-pound packages and then I froze them in 1-pound bags, and they're actually super quick to thaw out. I took this out not too long ago and got it in some cold water, but then even now it's pretty frozen, but it's pretty thin. And the other way that they come is like in a round, like a cylinder, and that just takes so long. So I'm loving being able to cook up some ground beef pretty quickly just because I'm freezing it a different way than I used to. So far, my favorite meal has been the chicken tenders, and I've made that twice now, and it's just been so delicious. I knew that was going to be my favorite one, but I feel like you can't just live on chicken nuggets forever, right? And this is a pretty lean ground beef, so I'm just going to keep the fat in there just a little bit. It's almost done. There's just a little bit of pink left, and while the last little bit cooks and I start to get a little bit more brown, I'm going to get some taco seasoning in, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know how much to put in though, so maybe that much. And then we'll add some water and mix it up. I feel like that's probably not enough seasoning. I mean, it smells taco-y. It smells smokier than I normally do. Probably because of smoked paprika in here. Okay, I need to just let this simmer in the juices until they are pretty much all evaporated and mixed in with the meat, and then we can throw it on top of our salad and eat some lunch. Or dinner. I'm eating this at lunchtime today, but I've eaten it at dinner many times before. All right, here is our ground beef mixture. Going to get some on top, but I think I want to try it first and just see what we think. All right. Holy cow. That's spicy. Whoa. Okay, nope. That taco seasoning is not it for me. If you like spicy, that's for you, but that was way too spicy. I like the packets better. I will probably go back to using the packets and just use, I don't know what I will use that for. If you have any suggestions for what I could use the taco seasoning for, that I would put only just a little bit in at a time, let me know. That is so dang spicy. Now I'm wishing I had sour cream. Okay, I'm getting these guys broken up and put into the side of my salad. And we have ourselves dinner. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you're interested in some other delicious dinner videos, I will link them here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.